Now let's have a look at recurrence relations or term-to-term definitions. So we're not talking about a type of sequence here, more a way of defining a sequence. What a recurrence relation does is it uses the current term to work out what the next term is going to be. So each term is generated from the one before it. And I think the best way of explaining that is to demonstrate with some examples. So here are some examples. So your T1 is just a shorthand way of writing the first term. Sometimes they might use X1 or even U1, but at GCSE it generally tends to be T1. Tn is the nth term, so if it's T5, that's the fifth term in the sequence. And again, it could be Xn or Un. And Tn plus 1 is the next one after that. So if you're dealing with the fifth term, then Tn plus 1 is the sixth term. If you're dealing with the eighth term, then this is the ninth term, and so on. So with this example, number 1, our first term is 2, and we plug that in here. So to get the second term, we're going to take the first term and we're going to add 3 to it. So first term is 2. Second term is the first term plus 3, so that's 2 plus 3, which gives us 5. The next one, term 3, is going to be term 2 plus 3. So we take the second term and we add 3 to that. 5 plus 3 gives us 8. Fourth term, we take the third term and add 3 to it. So 8 plus 3 gives us 11. So each time you're adding 3 to get the next term, so the rule is add 3. With this one, we've got a first term of 1, and each time we're taking the current term and we're doubling it and then adding 3. So first term is 1. Second term is 2 times the first term, add 3. So that's 2 times 1, add 3, is 5. Third term, we plug the 5 into the formula. So the third term is 2 times the second term plus 3, which is 2 times 5 plus 3, which gives you 13. And the fourth term is 2 times 13 plus 3, which gives you 29. So the rule in this case is multiply by 2 and add 3, or double it and add 3. With this one, we're starting off with 2, so our first term is 2. And then to get the next term, we have to square the 2 and take away 5. So your second term is your first term squared, take away 5, so that's 2 squared, which is 4, take away 5, giving you -1. Our third term is the second term squared and take away 5. So -1 all squared, which gives you 1. Take away 5. 1 minus 5 is -4. For our fourth term, we take that -4 and we square it and we take away 5. -4 all squared is +16. Take away 5 and you get 11. So the rule in this case is square the current term and take away 5 or subtract 5. Now the ans button on your calculator is really helpful for generating the terms of a sequence. And I'll just show you how to do that. So let's have a look at how you use your calculator's ans button to do these recurrence relations. So first of all, this first one here, our first term is 2. So we do 2 equals, save that in memory. And then when we press ans, it's going to call up that 2. So for this recurrence relation part, we need to take the current term and add 3 to it. So our current term is this 2 that we've just saved in the memory. And if we press ANS, that brings it up. And we add 3 to it, press equals, and there's the second term. And now that is our ANS. And we don't have to put the whole thing in again. We just press equals again, and it takes this ANS and it puts it in here. So it does 5 plus 3 and gives you 8. And then we press equals again to get the fourth term, adds 3 again and gives us 11. For the second one, we're starting with 1, so we put 1 equals to store that in answer memory. And then we need to do 2 times the answer plus 3. So 2 ans plus 3 equals, and there's our second term. Equals again, third term. Equals again, fourth term. So you can see it's much quicker than working it all out manually. And finally, for the third example, we're starting with 2 again. Press equals to save it in the memory. And then we do ans squared minus 5 equals, and there's our second term, equals, there's our third term, equals, there's our fourth term. Right, now some questions for you to have a go at. Write down the rule and the second, third and fourth terms, because you're given the first term in each case. So pause the video, work out your answers and press play when you're ready to go through them. Answers. For number 1, the rule is subtract 2, because we're taking 2 away from our current term. So we take 2 away from our first term to get a second term of 16. Take 2 away from that, third term is 14. Take 2 away from that, fourth term is 12. For number 2, we're multiplying the current term by 3. So the rule is multiply by 3. If we're starting with 2, we multiply that by 3 to get a second term of 6. Then 6 times 3 gives us a third term of 18. And 18 times 3 gives us a fourth term of 54. And for the third one, the rule is 20 take away 3 times the current term, or subtract 3 times the current term from 20. So our first term is 2. Our second term is going to be 20 minus 3 times 2, so that's 20 minus 6, which gives us 14. The third term is going to be 20 minus 3 times 14. Now 3 times 14 is 42, so that's 20 minus 42, which gives us negative 22. And our fourth term is 20 minus 3 lots of negative 22. 3 lots of negative 22 is negative 66. So we've got 20 minus negative 66, which is the same as 20 plus 66. So the fourth term is 86. And that about covers it for recurrence relations.